Anthony, we're live. Okay. Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order. And Tanya, can you give us can you do the roll call for us?
Sure. Jordan Basham.
Present.
David Brinkley.
Present.
Brian Campbell.
Present.
Rachel Cato.
Present.
Jordan Cole.
Present.
Emily England.
Present.
Anthony Gilbert.
Present.
Monica Hines.
Present.
Julia Johnson.
Present.
Steve Lancaster.
Present. My bad. Muted.
Mike Loftus.
Present.
Lauren Ocello.
She's coming in right now.
Okay, no problem. Rhonda Sullivan.
Present.
Doug Tate.
Present.
Robert Unseld.
Present.
Tanya Vincent, present. And Jennifer Wilson.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay. See, the minutes went out to everybody. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes? Does any corrections need to be made? And can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. Second.
Second. Hey, all those in favor of passing the minutes, say aye.
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 Those opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, the meeting, the minutes have been approved. Okay, let's start off with the officer and committee reports. So for the chair report, I just want to start off by saying is, as many of you know, that we lost Christopher Ware, a valued member of our staff Senate team on December 17th. And Chris has served as a staff Senate member and technology officer for the last 3.5 years. And there are so many great words to say about what he meant to so many people. And he always offered encouragement, sound advice, a smile. And Chris always found a way to make you feel better about yourself every time you spoke with him. Chris was a great friend to many of us. And so to honor him today, we're going to pay tribute to him at the conclusion of our meeting today, as you may have noticed in our agenda. And Anthony Gilbert has graciously accepted to handle the duties of the technology officer, and Rachel Cato has agreed to take the co-chair. Anthony was the co-chair of the Communication Technology Committee, and Rachel Cato has agreed to take on those responsibilities. So a lot of people have been asking what WKU employees fall in, what category that we fall in for the COVID-19 vaccine. And I have confirmed with David Oliver that the state guidance put the university employees in at 1C. And as the president's email come out, it's like we're still waiting on information on when we're going to be able to get access to that or where. So they're still, the university's still working on those details. And I spoke with Ethan Logan, and I just wanted to kind of point out, like, far as university seeing both the lift in numbers of students and persistence rate and persistence rate in the spring enrollment. So that's very encouraging. So hopefully we can continue that uptick in the fall. And there's been some delays in receiving admissions, but I think a lot of that seems to be due to COVID and high school students not being with their guidance counselors. And so hopefully we're making ground and catching up with that. So that's a good thing. And I guess we had a meeting the other day. We met to discuss the elections for the staff region elections and the staff senate elections. And Anthony's going to give us some more details on that meeting coming up. Okay, so next on the reports, going to Monica. can you give us an update for the vice chair report and from the workforce committee?
I do not have a vice chair report, but a governance committee, we did meet today. We do have the benefits committee. Now we'll have a new appointed person. Lauren Acello has agreed to serve on that committee. We have a couple people that will have to rerun for election, and so we thought that would be the best fit. We will be working on a couple other policies along with HR, and I will let the staff engagement survey is on staff Senate business, so we'll get to that later. So that's pretty much all we have right now. Thank you.
Tanya, is there a report from the secretary or the university committees?
As of right now, no report from the secretary. We did meet this morning, the university committees. No committees have met in January yet. There are the DEI, and I know the park and transportation will be meeting this month. So as of right now, no reports.
Okay, Doug, is there a parliamentarian report?
No report at this time.
And Anthony, is there a report for the technology officer or the communications group? Or Jennifer?
Yes. I would like to report that those dates have been set for the staff regent election. Nominations will, the window for nominations will open on March the 1st. The nominations window will close at 4 p.m. on March the 12th. And then the election will take place on March the 30th. And so that's the dates that we have set at this particular time. So those looking to nominate, be on the lookout for an email with instructions on for that nomination process right around March the 1st.
Mike, no treasurer's report.
Okay, no treasurer report. And Jennifer, do you have anything to report? You're muted, Jennifer.
Sorry, took a long time for me to say no. Anthony covered it. Thank you.
Okay, is that everybody? Okay, okay, so first on our agenda, we have the Staff Excellence Award, and I asked Sandra Humphreys, who we've been working with, I guess the Workforce Committee worked with Sandra to kind of revamp the Staff Excellence Award. So Sandra, I'm going to turn it over to you to kind of give an explanation what HR is going to be doing with that award.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks so much, Mike. Thanks everybody for having me, taking up a little bit of your time this morning. If you didn't see, I sent out an email on Monday that Staff Excellence nominations are now open. They opened Monday and they go through Friday, February 12th. The most exciting thing is we do have new categories for 2021. And mostly I want to say thank you to Staff Senate and the work group for helping me narrow down those categories, really fine tune them to really well represent the work done on our campus. So thank you very much to you all. And the DEI work group also helped out with the inclusion award. So thank you to them for their help. There is now a website, which I'm really excited about, for Staff Excellence, which we've not had in the past. So all of the program information is now available on the HR website. You can find it currently really easily. It's on, there's a graphic on our homepage. You can click on that and it'll take you over to that page. Otherwise, it lives under employee tools tab on the HR website. So like I said, nominations are now open through next Friday, the 12th. And I just want to give a really quick high-level overview of those new awards that we have now available this year. Full criteria is out on the website. So if you want more information, please go out to the website and check that out. But our new 2021 categories are, the first is a customer service award, and that's to someone who's just really great at handling customer service inquiries, complaints, issues, you name it. They can handle it and they handle it well. We have a teamwork award to someone who's always willing to help out, They're always willing to pitch in where needed, fill in any gaps. They're just really good part of the team, and being part of the team is really important to them. A student support award, this person, the winner of this award would be, they really get that student-centered approach that is part of our culture. They go out of their way to make sure our students are successful. The Unsung Hero Award is really for that person who may not be out on the front lines. They may not have a front end position. They're kind of behind the scenes worker, but we definitely would notice if they were absent. The Inclusion Award is for someone who's truly dedicated to the DEI mission on our campus and a community. They're fully immersed in that program, active on campus, participating in initiatives, and creating those cultural connections. We have a part-time award this year for our part-time employees population. So for somebody who's a great teammate, they're a great worker, supportive of our campus culture, committed to student success. And finally, we have a WKU affiliate award this year that's open to our Barnes & Noble affiliates, Sodexo, and Aramark affiliates as well. Really excited about this one. While their paycheck may not be from WKU, they're still a very active part of our campus, very important to our campus. They're the ones who are doing some of the work, some that behind the scenes work. They love our campus. They show up for our students. And we really wanted to honor and recognize them with this award. So those are our new awards. There's 7 of them in total. The nomination forms for these awards are available out on our website. There are 2 nomination forms this year because we had to carve out the affiliate award separately for 2021. So there's a separate award for nominating a WKU affiliate. So be sure to go out to the website and check out those 2 links. Also the criteria, the specific criteria for each award is available there on the website as well. So be sure to read through that. We're looking for, really in your nomination form to really hit those criteria points, show us some examples of how that person meets this criteria, as well as a timeline is out on the website, award information, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I did send out the email from my personal email on Monday, so you're welcome to just reply to that email and let me know what questions you have, and I'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Sandra. Does anybody on Staff Senate have any questions about the Staff Excellence Award while Sandra's here?
I don't have it. Mike, I don't have any questions, but I think everyone on the Staff Senate would agree that this is such a wonderful thing. And we just really, really appreciate your broadening the scope for the staff.
It was well past due. I was looking in some of the old data I have from Staff Excellence Awards, and it looks like we've been doing the same categories for maybe close to 20 years, maybe even more. And Mike and I worked together last year on our new employee excellence event, and he and I both kept saying, we need new awards, we need new awards. So thank you all so much for helping me get this off the ground and get it really to a really good place. And I'm really excited about these new categories, and I think they really fit our staff. So very excited.
Yeah, Sandra, thank you for the work you've done on this and the help you've given us making these changes, and Tony and Susan for helping getting that approved. Appreciate that. Yes,
thank you very much. And thanks for letting me come on and talk about it. I hope everybody gets on that website. Like I said, it's on the HR homepage. Nominate your colleagues. I know we have tons and tons and tons of deserving colleagues, so please get on there. Nominate anybody that you feel is deserving. Also, one other cool thing I put on that website is past winners from the last couple of years. So check out those past winners. If you see a familiar name, send them an email and kudos or high five or something. So thank you all so much.
Thank you, Sandra. Okay, Jennifer Smith is here with us today. She's going to just give us an update on what's going on with the current Kentucky legislature session. So Jennifer, I was going to turn it over to you.
All right, thank you. Can you all hear me okay? We're good? All right. So thought I would just explain, this is what they call a short session. So the odd numbered years are short sessions. That means that they meet for 30 business days, 30 working days. However, they stretch that out over 3 months. So, it seems like it takes forever to get to those 30 days. But the way that this session normally works is they come in early in January, and that's when they normally hold their leadership elections. If they need to make any changes to the committee leadership, to any of the people that are chairing those, if there's new legislators, that's when they're appointed to their committees. And so they usually do all of that and their ethics training and stuff like that, those first like 5 days that they meet. And then they break the rest of January until early in February. So they came back into session yesterday. But normally what they're doing in that break is they're getting the committee information ready. They're just getting everything ready for the rest of the session. This year was a little different in that they met for 8 days at the beginning in part 1, as they call it. And I'm sure everybody saw all the news articles. They were dealing with emergency powers and the governor's coronavirus, all the stuff that he dealt with, has had to deal with that. And so obviously, he vetoed all of their bills. And so then they came in yesterday and they overrode all of his vetoes, and now there's a lawsuit. So it's never a dull moment in Frankfurt. But so the other thing that they did in the first part is they passed the second year of the executive branch budget. And, normally that happens in the long session, the even numbered years. Those are your budget sessions, and they pass a 2-year budget. They did not do that last year because the pandemic hit right when they were finishing up the budget. And the budget last year looked so good, and it was putting more money in for higher ed, and we were so excited, and we should have known better to get too excited. But so what they did is, not knowing what the economy was going to look like and where things were going to be through the pandemic, they just decided to pass a 1-year budget last year. So now they have to come back in, they've got to pass the second year. So what they did in that first 8 days is they went ahead and I didn't read both versions of the budget, to be honest with you, because I knew it wasn't what the final budget was going to look like. But I know they just made like a few little tiny tweaks so that they weren't passing the exact same budget, so that they could go ahead and get that into conference. And so what happens is the House passes their version, it goes to the Senate passes their version. Neither chamber will concur with the changes that the other chamber made, and that gets the budget into what's called a conference committee. And that's where they go through all the differences in the two versions of the budget. And the hope was that they were going to be working on this all through that break, and then we were going to come back and there was going to be a budget to go ahead and pass relatively soon. But there has not been any agreement on a budget yet. So I just assume we'll know at the end of March. So, we'll see how things go from that point. The governor put some new money into the budget this year when he made his budget proposal back in January. I've heard some legislators say this is just a continuation budget. There's no reason to put new money into a budget when it's just the second year. We'll do new stuff next year if we've got money to do, that kind of thing. But at this point, I have no idea what that's going to look like. I think it is safe to assume that it may just stay flat for us. And if that's the case, then at least we know how to budget for that. And Susan may want to, chime in on anything like that. But anyway, so that's kind of where the budget is right now. It is tough that we had a budget session last year. We've got a budget session this year, and then we're going to have another budget session next year, which is your normal budget session during the even numbered years. So we'll just kind of see how all of that goes. Do you have any questions about how the budget process works before I move on? Good. Okay. So then other than that, there's just a few bills right now that we're looking. Now they dumped a ton of bills yesterday, and I'll be honest, I haven't had a chance to get through them all because they weren't on the website until midnight. And so I've only gotten through a small handful of them. So there will be a lot more out there, I'm sure, after I get a chance to go through all of those. But right now, there are some vaccination bills that are out there. We basically, all of them are that we can't force students to be vaccinated for something that's not already in statute. And we weren't going to do that anyways. Obviously we will encourage our students and faculty and staff to get their flu vaccine, to get the COVID vaccine when it's available, but it's not going to be mandatory. And so really these vaccine bills, if you see any of them, they don't really do anything that we're not already doing. So that's nice. There are two different pension bills that are out there right now. The first one that I'll talk about, because it's the easier one to talk about, is House Bill 258, and that is a TRS bill. And so over the summer, there was a group, it was members from the KEA, members from the School Board Association, CPE represented higher education on there, just lots of different areas represented. And what they worked on was a new tier in TRS. And what it does is it's a cash hybrid tier. It's similar to what the third tier in KERS looks like. And so, we don't really, I've told the sponsors, that's fine. If you want to pass that, it's not going to change much for us, because our employees still have the option to go into the ORP if they would rather do that. And so I personally think that this bill will probably push more TRS employees probably wanting to do the ORP over this one, is probably what will happen, which is great. It's kind of going to do the same thing either way. So over time, I think we would probably see some savings with that, but you won't see any savings like right off the bat by any means, but over time you would see some savings on the TRS front if that passes. What's funny, there was an article today, I think in the Herald Leader it was, and here the KEA worked on this bill and the teachers were involved, and now they're kind of revolting about the bill because the bill is going to start moving this week. And so now they're all coming out saying they don't support it. And because it changes, it starts a new tier for them as well. And the teachers are very different because they don't get Social Security like we do. So I have been always telling our legislators, like, we're a different beast because our employees still get Social Security and things like that. So, so really when bills like this come about, unless it's really going to hurt us, I just kind of try to steer clear of that, because the teachers need to do what they need to do. So that's that one. And then the other one is House Bill 8. And this is a KERS pension bill. And what this bill does is it's for the universities and the quasi-governmental agencies. And it takes the unfunded liability for each organization and it factors it out over 30 years. And then your rate goes to a certain amount your employer contribution rate goes to a certain amount based on what that number is over 30 years. And then added to that is an additional 10%, which is the normal rate. So that is what we should be paying for our KERS employees. That is the employer contribution. That is the normal rate. Right now we're paying 49%. We are supposed to be paying 85% because that is what KERS, that's what they put in the budget. But they froze universities and the quasi-governmental agencies. Because we all said we can't do that. That's not realistic. I have heard that it can go up to as much as like the low 90s, but if they're going to do more of a continuation type budget, then my hope is that they would keep us at least frozen for this year and maybe deal with any kind of changes next year. The governor, what he did is he put in 90% of what that increase would be, because it would take our contribution rate, it would take us up. He put in 90% of what that increase would be. Now, granted, who knows if that would stay in, because that's his recommendation, but it's up to the legislators to decide what they want to put in there. the issue with that is then for the next like 15 budget sessions, we have to try to make sure that 90% stays in. And so there's still a lot of questions about that. We have a lot of questions about the data set, what they're using to determine this unfunded liability. There are some universities, there's one in particular that goes up to 260%. I mean, that is detrimental to that university. And we don't fare quite as bad. Ours goes up to about 75%, but that's still a lot of money. And so we're trying to see if there's a fix and if we can figure out, what is the data set? Because right now we're being told, just trust us, just trust the numbers. And, it's kind of hard to do when you're talking about that much money. So right now we are negotiating to get our data set so that we can do our own budgeting and running the numbers ourselves to see what that really would look like for us. That bill has not even been scheduled for a hearing yet. So it still has a long ways to go, and there's only like 21 days left of the session. So not sure if that one will actually go anywhere or not, but it is on our radar that we are watching very, very closely. Let's see. Those are the big ones for the most part that we're watching now. I do want to just make sure everyone's aware that we do have a website. It's wku.edu/gov relations. And you can get on that site. Our bill tracking sheet is there. It's under legislative priorities. And so you can view every bill that we're tracking. It shows where it is in the process. And I try to have that updated every Friday, just because by Friday they've pretty much done. I mean, the bills that have been heard, the system is updated enough for me to be able to put a new sheet up every Friday. So you're always welcome to go out there and look at that. And then I try to post on that website just some updates. Instead of sending an update out to the entire campus weekly, I try to just put them on that website. And some weeks there's something to talk about and some weeks there's not. And so there may not be an update every week, but instead of just constantly sending emails out to the campus, I just put them on that site. So I encourage you, if you're interested, just to get on there and you can see everything that's out there. So that's pretty much what I have. I hope that covers what you all wanted to hear. There's not a whole lot to say yet because we're just now starting part 2. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Got a quick one, Jen, and I probably should have asked it earlier in the week. What percentage of, if you know this number, percentage of staff employees fall into that tiny category, that KERS category that is related to this amount? Do you know? I mean, I doubt you would have that. I didn't know if Susan knew or if...
I don't.
I think it's a relatively small percentage though, right?
Well, I mean, so just so you all are aware, the way that you go into your KERS or KTRS, it is all based on your job description. And so if your position requires you to have a bachelor's degree at minimum, then you're a KTRS employee. If your position does not require a bachelor's degree, then you're KERS. So, and I don't know that, but that kind of lets you know how you get put into which category.
And that's also further reduced by if you select ORP versus KERS.
Well, KERS employees cannot choose the ORP.
Oh, okay.
Only KTRS employees, and that's in statute. And I have beat my head against the wall in Frankfurt trying to get that changed to where at least the KERS employees could have an opportunity to select the ORP. And they all say, "Oh, that sounds like a great idea," and then it never happens. And so it was there in the bill that was vetoed, but it didn't stay around. So
thanks, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Jennifer? Jennifer, thank you so much for taking the time to explain that to us. And if you ever have any other updates you'd like to pass along, please just let us know, and we'll be glad to have you anytime.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I might, maybe toward the end of the session, I can come back in and maybe sometime in March and let you all know how things are shaking out. So it's hard to do this job when you have to do it via Zoom. So I'm doing the best I can trying to stay on top of all of that. So thank you all so much for having me.
I'm sure the pandemic
Thank you.
complicated your job a lot. All right. Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right. Next on our agenda is the staff. I'm sorry, is the staff Senate engagement survey. And I'm going to turn that over to Jordan. Jordan, you just want to talk about the engagement survey?
Just very briefly, our survey is set and ready to go out. I think we'll send the communication next week. We have some incentives for people that might engage and fill out our survey, some prize packs. WKU swag bags is what we're calling them, as kind of prizes for completing the survey. So everybody keep a lookout for that email from us next week. Participating in the survey is really important. I think David could maybe just shake his head about how important it is to the regents and the rest of the administrators on campus to give an additional voice to the staff, and really a temperature check, right? Is that what we call it? Of what our us as a body really feel about certain items. And also, it's really important that we're able to track those things over years, so you'll see some consistency in the survey from last year. And a big thanks to everybody that was able to help us this year and hone the survey down. And thanks to Dr. Birch for her group's help. Mm-hmm. And that, I think, is about it for that survey.
Yeah, and like Jordan said, it's very important. The Board of Regents look at those. President Gaboni reads them. Administration reads the results. So it's very important for everyone to just take a little time and fill that out. And Jordan is collected some good gifts for some swag bags and some variety of different items. So good, just fill that out and we'll put your name in for a drawing. But it's really good information for us to have as the staff senate.
Yeah, I will say a big thanks to WKU Athletics for contributing to that. I think our friends at WKU E-Town are going to contribute some to those swag bags, and much appreciated.
Mike, real fast, can I echo what Jordan said? You know, one of the issues that the regents have had with these surveys, both on the faculty and the staff side over the last several years, not necessarily recently, has been that because of the way that they were collected and sometimes information was used on them, they did not have a tremendous amount of credibility with the regents. What we have tried to do over the last few years with the staff survey, and I've really pushed this with the regents, is really encouraging them to read and look at these results, because they paint, you know, they may not agree with some of the comments or the findings, but what I've tried to stress to them, and I think this has really changed in the last couple of years, is that while it may not be what they see or feel or understand, it is how other people on campus see and feel and understand. And I think that that has really changed, at least for the staff version of that. I'm hoping that they feel that way related to the faculty survey as well.
Yeah, and I also want to add, you know, Jordan mentioned Dr. Birch and her group was helping us. So basically, we work with them. It's a third party doing this survey. So that way, we don't have the data. We don't process the data. Dr. Birch from Psych Science and her graduate students work on this. So it's a group from outside of us and pass along. It gives the survey more fidelity for people to look at when we're not the ones that are actually giving the information from the survey. All right. So next on our agenda is the Staff Star Award. So and Jennifer Wilson is going to explain that, and
we'll pass it on. Our staff recognition committee has been working the past few months, as you all know, on a program to help feature staff members from all over campus at regular staff senate meetings. I do want to mention that if people are wondering how is this different from the Staff Excellence Awards, it's a little bit different from the standpoint that this will be our Staff Senate recognition each month, whereas the Staff Excellence Awards is, while I love the fact that they're doing more, it's just a one-time, one-a-year deal. So this is more recognizing people on an ongoing basis that have done wonderful things. We had a tremendous response. We only sent out the one email, and we had a phenomenal response from different staff all across campus nominating or recommending people for a staff award. I think it speaks volumes about the people at WKU and the good work that we're all doing here. Before we announce this month's winner, I'd like to give a special shout out to the committee members that have spent the past few months trying to get this organized and put together. Tanya Vinson and Rachel Cato. Leslie Vanderpool is kind of our side staff senate volunteer. Robert Unseld, Jared Smith, and Anthony Gilbert has come along. There is one committee member in particular that has not only been extremely enthusiastic about making sure we have a way to spotlight our staff, but he was very instrumental in getting the recognition form on the website, helping create the vision of what the honored staff would look like once we get the program rolling, and just a general overall cheerleader for staff. That committee member is Christopher Ware. And to honor Christopher, he's going to be our first. Can you see it? Oh, was it backwards? Okay. We're going to honor Christopher Ware for our very first staff award. And we're proud to give this to Chris for his outstanding service to our staff members as a staff member at WKU. For more remarks on Chris, I'd like to turn it over to James Kennedy. And James, I'll let you take it away. James worked closely with Chris.
Good morning, and thank you to the WKU Staff Senate for giving me this opportunity to be here today. It is with a meek and a humble heart that I accept the inaugural Staff Stars Award on behalf of our colleague, peer, and friend, Christopher Don Ware Sr. No one exemplified the criteria of this award better than Mr. Ware. Chris parlayed his talents to serve higher purposes at Western Kentucky University. Chris was a devoted member of WKU Staff Senate for the last 3.5 years. He was always investigating avenues and opportunities to improve the staff working environment and making things better at an institution he truly loved. Chris successfully networked with many people around campus who shared his philosophies and goals towards shaping WKU into a university with substantial domestic and international reach. Recently, Chris was selected to the Black Faculty and Staff Association and served as its vice president. During his tenure at WKU, Chris graciously volunteered his time and resources to serve on several committees throughout the WKU community. At his core, Mr. Ware championed the pursuit of knowledge and the value of a college education. This was one of Chris's major life themes, and he stressed the importance of a degree and the continuance of education to his children and his family. In the everyday workplace, Chris was a breath of optimism that infected our entire team. Many of our student consultants considered Chris a father figure. I can recall many occasions where Chris would sit down and listen to a student's problems, whether they were professional or personal in nature. And in his gentle yet direct tone, Chris provided sound counsel and advice that would help a student get through a difficult situation or get through the day. Often he would call upon his own life experiences to help educate those around him. Chris was never too busy to listen, as he was always very benevolent and generous with his time. Whether he had known you his whole life or if you were a recent acquaintance, Chris had the God-given gift to make you feel important. He always treated a client's or colleague's concerns with the utmost respect and courtesy. While Chris was very proud of his multiple degrees that he had earned throughout his WKU tenure, he would tell you that his most significant achievement would be becoming a father to 4 beautiful children and a loving husband to his wife, Ashley. They were his life. Each time Chris would bring them up in discussion, he glowed with pride and happiness. Those of us that worked with him daily had the opportunity to see this from time to time, and we were truly blessed to see it. The only thing to eclipse Chris Ware the professional is Chris Ware the human being. Chris was an inspirational force to so many people. He never rested on his laurels, but continued to press on to better himself and his fellow man. Mr. Ware was a prime example of how determination, perseverance, hard work, initiative, and self-confidence will take you anywhere you want to go in life. And on a personal note, from time to time, I believe God sends people along in your life to help you along life's journey. Through God's will, Chris helped me restore my zeal and my passion for what I am privileged to do and to bring to the university on a daily basis. And for this, I will always be indebted to him. I'll close with this. If a man's success could be measured by the number of lives he has touched and those he has impacted, then Christopher Don Ware Sr. departed this world with a rich, full heart and a bountiful spirit. He made it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, James. That was a very, excuse me. It's a very accurate description of Chris. Thank you for doing that. All right. So in honor of Chris, I'd like someone to make a motion to rename the Staff Star Award to the Christopher Ware Staff Star Award.
So moved.
You got a second? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed?
Aye.
Yep. All right, motion passes. For now, to honor Chris, the Staff Star Award will be now known as the Christopher Ware Staff Star Award. Okay. And we have also drafted a resolution in Chris's honor that I guess the information that we collected from people around campus, and David Brinkley has put together a great resolution. You see, he's holding it up, and the public broadcasting donated the frame for it, and just very appreciative of that. Looks very nice, and this resolution will be presented to Chris's family at a later time when we can do that in person. So we're hoping that we can do that in the fall. We might have to wear masks, but hopefully in fall we can get together and pass this resolution along with the Staff Star Award certificate. So Tanya, would you read the resolution for us?
Whereas the Staff Senate of Western Kentucky University gathered today to conduct university business and honor the life of our fellow Senate leader, Christopher Don Ware Sr. And whereas Christopher Don Ware Sr., a former student at Western Kentucky University, had attained Bachelor of Science degrees in both business management and marketing, and master's degrees in both sports management and organizational leadership. And whereas Christopher Don Ware Sr. faithfully served Western Kentucky University as a topper tech consultant in the Information Technology Division, as a technology chair in the WKU Staff Senate, and as Vice President of the WKU Black Faculty and Staff Association. And whereas Christopher Don Ware Sr. is being collectively honored today by this body and through supporting comments from the following WKU divisions and departments: Information Technology, Office of the Provost, Office of the President, Top Protect, Public Broadcasting, School of Media, Parking and Transportation, Organizational Leadership, ITS Security, Downing Student Union, Mathematics, Technical Support Services, Student Accessibility Resource Center, WKU Elizabethtown, Public Health, Philanthropy, ISIC and TRIO, Social Work, Human Resources, the Gatton Academy, Counseling Center, CCSA, Student Affairs, Political Science, Library Technical Services, Library Public Services, former students, and others impacted by his work. Whereas Christopher Don Ware Sr. is known for and will forever be remembered for his love and pride in his family, his faith, dedication to this body, his fierce support of WKU staff, faculty, and students, his remarkable ability as an eloquent communicator, empathetic listener, and team player, his constant positive, encouraging, and uplifting presence, his everybody has to help everybody approach to life, his volunteer service to public broadcasting that earned him a 2017 Volunteer of the Year WKU Summit Award, his contributions as a mentor, mediator, and a person of impact, his humble yet captivating nature, his thoughtful insight, his integrity. And whereas the Staff Senate recognizes that received comments in tribute are too numerous to mention in this resolution, we therefore offer them as a supplement to this order. And whereas the Staff Senate want to especially note the love and pride that Christopher Don Ware Sr. felt for his family, including his wife, Ashley Nicole Price Ware, his two sons, Christopher Don Ware Jr. and Carter Dale Ware, two daughters, Corey Kiel Ware and Kristen Akia Lynn Ware, and parents, Emily and Timothy Ware Travis and Buster Morrison. Therefore, it be resolved that the Staff Senate of Western Kentucky University, in a meeting on February 3rd, 2021, does hereby express appreciation to the family of Christopher Don Ware Sr. And be it further resolved that this resolution be spread upon the minutes and a copy therefore be presented to the Staff Senate, Board of Regents, Faculty Senate, and family to symbolize the permanent appreciation of the Senate. Ordered at Bowling Green, Kentucky, this third day of February in the year 2021.
Thank you very much, Tanya. Can I get a motion to adopt this resolution?
Motion
to adopt.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All right, let's take it to vote. Those in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed? Okay. The resolution is passed. Tanya has been able to collect a lot of pictures from various people in Chris's family to create a tribute to Chris with a photo presentation. So we're going to start start this video, and we were going to dismiss at the end. We'll dismiss at the end of this video. So thank you everyone for attending today.
It did have music. Did the music come through on your side? No. Yeah, it did have a song behind it. So, but it.
All right. Thank you for putting that together, Tanya.
That's great. Great job, Tanya.
All right. Want to thank you for everybody. Right. Meeting is adjourned.